Hi guys, this is still Prime Morning right here on Joy Prime, and I hope that as usual, you are getting interactive with us on all our social media platforms. Now it's time for a very conversational segment, which is the entertainment segment, highly conversational. And we urge you to be a part of this conversation. We want you to share your thoughts with us. What do you think? Rosalind did give you a teaser on exactly what we'll be talking on during the entertainment segment. Now we know that for the longest time, the very longest time, there have been talks on the creative industry. What are some of the things that we are doing to cushion the people who are in the creative arts industry, the people who have dedicated the best parts and the most parts of their lives to entertain you, to thrill you, and, you know, all the fun and exciting moments that you feel anytime you listen to their music, you watch their movies, you know, what exactly is being done about them, and especially our legends. It looks like quite a number of times before we realize, we see on social media where a veteran actor, a veteran musician is on social media pleading with the public for some level of financial assistance here and there. And the question here is, are there no policies or are there no things that have been made in order to cater for such needs? Which is very, very alarming. Now, I know that conversation has been on the table or has been on the lips of a lot of Ghanaians. And here's the thing. On the 7th of July, 2024, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, former President John Dramani Mahama, did address the press. And he has said something that has gotten everybody talking on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Isia Duakumia, but I'm not here alone. Rosalind Felly is here with me. Rosalind. Hi.
Hi, Isia. Hi. So actually, my people were on and they left some messages on Facebook. So I promised and I will deliver. So please continue to leave your messages, okay? So this one from Prince Omega says, complete security solutions at the highest level. Noel Gomek says, good morning, everyone. Graciela Quenu says, the best in the market. And New Guy Fuse ODG says, we are beating the prices. So guys, we are waiting for you to send in your messages during this segment as well. So we started trending. Never said trending. we started streaming. we started streaming on Facebook. So please and please again, go on Facebook right now, join the conversation, leave your comments there. We will definitely read them. I read those ones for you to know that I will read these ones. So please leave your comments. Me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oboding.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, viewers, like Rosalind did say, we can't wait to read your thoughts on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, our Facebookers, those who will be watching on Facebook, don't worry, we'll read your comments on Facebook. So like I was saying earlier, the did I say Vice President? Hey! The former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, who is currently the NDC flag bearer, has said that when he's voted into power, he's going to introduce a policy that is going to bolster the creative industry here in Ghana. And he's named it the Black Star Experience. And so we are going to take it and we're going to dissect. We're going to take them one after the other, because he did outline certain things in the Black Star Experience policy that he's going to do exactly if he is voted into power. And so, Rosalind, I think we have something to show our viewers, don't we?
Yes, I think we should take a look at the video of what he said. They say when you hear it from the horse's own mouth, you'll definitely understand it better. And then we can delve deeper into the conversation. As a creative arts person, I'm very, very invested in this particular conversation because we keep hearing these campaign promises. And sometimes some of us feel that they only say these things, but they never do it. But can it be done? Take a look at this video.
I have good news for the creative industry. Our overarching policy for the industry shall be the Black Star Experience. And this will be geared towards boosting the tourism and creative arts sector. It will include the Pan-African Month, the Ghana Film Festival and Awards Month, the Ghanaian Heritage and History Month, the Fashion and Food Month, and the Diasporan Month. Additionally, we'll rehabilitate all our regional centers of national culture and make them available to the creative industry. We'll also support aging artists many of whom currently live in poverty. And I have good news for the creative industry. Our overarching policy for the industry shall be the Black Star experience. And this will be geared towards boosting the tourism and creative arts sector. It will include the Pan-African Month, the Ghana Film Festival and Awards Month, the Ghanaian Heritage and History Month, the Fashion and Food Month, and the Diasporan Month. Additionally, we'll rehabilitate all our regional centers of national culture and make them available to the creative industry. We'll also support aging artists many of whom currently live in poverty. And I have good news for the creative industry. Our overarching policy for the industry shall be the Black Star experience. And this will be geared towards boosting the tourism and creative arts sector. It will include the Pan-African Month, the Ghana Film Festival and Awards Month, the Ghanaian Heritage and History Month, the Fashion and Food Month, and the Diasporan Month. Additionally, we'll rehabilitate all our regional centers of national culture and make them available to the creative industry. We'll also support aging artists many of whom currently live in poverty. And I have good news for the...
Right, and you've heard what he said. I think the biggest one is the aged for me. You know, it's been one too many where we are hearing the aged needing help.
Yeah.
These are people that we admired when we were young. We saw them entertain us, educate us via television, via radio, with their talent. And when they grow old, they have nobody to support them.
Yeah.
And almost all of them come back asking for help. And so this policy, to me, is dear to my heart, you know, and I'm hoping that if he should become, you know, the president, he will implement it and implement it well. Not just do it for 1 or 2 and you stop, but you do it and you do it well.
Yeah.
And there's also a sustainability plan towards
true.
it. So, Esiedua, I think Rex is ready.
Yes. So we've been joined via Zoom, musician and politician Rex Omar. Good morning, Rex. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good morning, Esiedua.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I believe you have seen or you listened to the Black Star Experience policy that the flag bearer of the NDC would introduce when voted into power. In the first place, I just want you to give us an outlook of what was it that came in mind when you heard exactly what he plans on doing for the creative industry.
I think it's a step in the right direction, and it is a brilliant policy that I believe when, by the grace of God, 7 January, he's sworn in, 2025, he's sworn in as the president of Ghana, is going to change the creative industry according to the plans he's laid down. The Black Star experience encompasses our change of mindset. The Black Star experience was taken from Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's idea. You know, that is the time that he was instilling the African personality for us to believe in ourselves, believe in our culture, believe in our food, believe in everything that is Ghanaian. And when we start believing everything that is Ghanaian, based on our food, our culture, if you listen to President Mahama, there's going to be Diasporan Month, Fashion Month, and all these things. All these things is to help us believing in ourselves, believing in our clothing, believing in our food, our music, our movies, our everything. And that will make us stand out. It will make us unique. It will help us to create cultural products or creative products to even take advantage of the African free trade trade area. So it encompasses the whole everything. Secondly, the one that you said is dear to your heart. If people care to know, President Mahama, even as he's a former president, he still, every month, he spent his personal money on some of our aged musicians and then film producers and all that. He's been doing that from his personal pocket. So this is to guarantee that when he comes, he will do what he says he's going to do, because people may not understand. You see, people in the creative industry, a lot of them follow the passion. They are not paid or they are not getting, or they don't get what they deserve from what they do.
Yeah.
But because it is passion, they follow it and they do it, and because they are always on television and everything, people think that, oh, they are rich.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah.
They are operating from the informal sector. So he says when he comes, he will set up a provident fund and then put the seed capital in it, and then there will be a mechanism that will sustain it, and then also encourage people who are operating in the creative industry themselves to also contribute into their own future. So it's not like some people are just going to sit down for government to just spend his money to create some security for them. Government will play its role, but the people themselves also play their role, so that those who are young today becomes aged, and the system will be there for them.
Right. Okay. I think we should take a look at the month that the celebration will happen. There are several months. Anyway, this is Rosalind. Theodore is the one who spoke to you earlier, so this is Rosalind. So there's the Pan-African month, a month that is dedicated to celebrating the rich cultural heritage. There's the Ghana Film Festival and Awards Month. There's the Ghanaian Heritage and History Month. There's Fashion and Food Month, and there's the Diasporan Month. Now, let me ask this particular one, the Ghana Film and Festival and the Awards Month. Are we looking at if the NDC should come to power, are we looking at the government organizing an award scheme for Ghana Film? Because currently, there is nothing like that. Whoever was organizing says there was no funding, and so she had to put a stop to it. So is government now going to take it upon themselves to organize a film festival, award scheme for Ghana films?
Ghana government will pack.
Oh, okay, the network. So we will try to get it to work, and then we speak to Rex Umar, and he's speaking on behalf of the NDC. Okay, so hello, Rex. Hello, Rex. I think you should unmute yourself. I think, unfortunately, you've touched the mute button. Kindly unmute yourself for us.
Private sector, it will be sustainable, and it will be done properly in such a way that it will attract foreign investment, it will attract
Rex, please, let me catch you here. Unfortunately, Ghana Network is not the very best. And so please, if you can reiterate what you said earlier, because we lost the whole of that conversation.
Okay, what I'm saying is government is going to partner the private sector or the private investor to set it up, so that the aspect of private person doing it on its own, and for the lack of funding, government is going to partner the private sector, so that government will support with funding and also create the enabling environment or tax incentive for any other private company that will help in sponsoring such events, so that it becomes sustainable. And it will be done properly in such a way to be able to also attract foreign direct investment, so that it becomes a platform that all over Africa, people will come and participate, patronize. So it will project Ghana positively, and also give opportunity for Ghana film producers to be able to market their products.
Okay, that's a good one, because it's actually been another thing on my heart. Then let's also look at, the Fashion and Food Month. So what is it going to be like? Is it going to be like a fun fair, or is it going to be that every Ghanaian, currently on Fridays, corporate Ghana, everybody's supposed to wear African wear. So are we going to enforce that there's a particular day or there's a particular month that all the food that we eat is supposed to be Ghanaian dishes?
Honestly speaking, the bottom line is, why should it be Fridays, only Fridays that we should wear our clothing? So it starts from somewhere. So this month is going to be a month to promote and educate Ghanaians that the more we use our own stuff, the better it will be for us, because then whatever money we are spending remains in our economy. So the month will be a month that is dedicated, not just the celebration, to also educate and help the change of our mindsets. That look, if a Ghanaian is creating a fabric, why don't you spend your money as a Ghanaian to buy those fabrics so that the Ghanaian designer will design it, so that when we wear our own clothing, look, we have a cotton industry that if we're able to develop it, the cotton farmers will get the money. They give their cotton to the fabric designers. The textiles companies create the textiles, a Ghanaian textile. Ghanaian designers design them. Ghanaians wear them. The money remains in Ghana. If it becomes too much, we export. So that is why I'm saying that the Black Star experience is also a change of mindset for us to start believing in ourselves and believing in some of the things we create. There are so many companies that create products in Ghana and they'll make it made in such a so they are even shy, or they are even embarrassed to say the product was made in Ghana.
But Rex, you know the month of
that we believe in ourselves.
Yeah, but you know the month of March is actually the Ghana month, so it's something that is happening during Ghana month. We are urged to wear Ghanaian clothes, patronize made in Ghana. You know, we eat Ghana food. So how different will this be from our month that is already existing as Made in Ghana month?
I don't believe government is going to, NDC government will going to reinvent the wheel. If there's something like that in existence, we just partner the organizers and we make it a policy, because as it is now, it's not a state policy, but now it's becoming a state policy, so that we will really empower.
It is a state policy, actually. It is a state policy.
Is it a state policy?
It is a state policy, yes. The month of March has been themed Ghana month.
Okay, so if it's a Ghana month, how effective has it become? How have we been? I mean, I know that when that time comes, people say Ghana month, and at the end of the day, do we really feel it like there is something called Ghana month? If there's something, a state policy is in existence, thank God, we'll just have to make it even much more effective.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, you know, with everything that you've said so far, we even have February being chocolate month, where, you know, we show love and express love through made in Ghana chocolates the chocolates that we make right here. Not just that, it even goes way beyond that for the entire year. Now, I want to take a particular statement from what the NDC flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, said, and then I'll ask you my question. So he said that 2 years ago, in 2022, right here in the hall, in my prophetic address to the nation, I submitted to the government and to all Ghanaians that Ghana was at a crossroads. Unfortunately, the government refused to listen to the altruistic conversation and the raft of viable and innovative policy proposals I offered that evening. Now, 2 years on, our country is in the worst state. Now, he says 2 years on, our country is in the worst state. This current government introduced a year of return with the policy that the president, or the flag bearer, pardon me, John Dramani Mahama, is saying that he's going to introduce when voted into power. Some Ghanaians are also saying that it looks like every single thing that is encompassed into the year of return celebration that this current government introduced for the 10-year period is what he's taking out, and he's just dividing them and then just going to allocate them for different months for it to be celebrated. So it's basically nothing that is being changed. Like, everything is already in existence. But then he says that 2 years on after he made this, the state is worse. What do you make of this? Do you believe or do you accept what Ghanaians are saying?
I don't think your translation or your interpretation of what he said in the context is what he meant. Because if that is the direction we want to go, don't forget that before the year of return, there was a Panafest.
Yes.
So there has always been the idea of Ghana using the creative arts and the tourism sector to do something. Okay. In terms of applications, so when a project is going on, somebody comes and change the name and it doesn't really mean anything. If you look at this, the policy President Mahama is talking about, he's talking about now making a national policy. The last time he met the creatives, he said he's going to declare his net government golden age of creative arts, culture, and tourism.
Yeah.
So so it's like he's going to put emphasis on this culture, creative arts, and tourism, so as to be able to create jobs for the youth. Okay, so it's all about job creation and then empowering the youth to be able to. That is the reason why, if you link it to the 1 million coders, and everything he's doing is about job creation for the youth. And then if you do research, it will tell you that the creative economy is the sector that creates jobs for the youth than any other sector. Because it is in the informal sector, governments come and they overlook this sector, and then how many public offices can create jobs, or public jobs can be created. But if you look at the informal sector, here you go. You have all these music, film, fashion, it's a whole lot. So that is what he's trying to say. It's not going to be business as usual. It's going to be a complete paradigm shift that it will be visible for people to see that there's a new way of doing things.
But at the end of the day, the goal will be to create more jobs for the youth.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So in 2012, John Dramani Mahama allocated some funds to the creative industry, which was 2 million Ghana cedis. And the question here is, okay, so that money was allocated at that time. What exactly was it used for? And then if we are looking at how things have been from that time till date, what exactly has changed? How different would this policy be if it is implemented, or if he is to come into power? So that in case monies, like he's stating, there are monies that are going to be pumped into this as well. So if he is to come into power and monies are pumped into the industry, how would it bolster it? How would it strengthen it?
Let me explain something to you. You see, the 2012, the money that was allocated for, the money was not necessarily allocated for the creative economy. What is 2 million Ghana cedis to the whole creative economy? The money was requested. It was a specific request by Musicians Union of Ghana for government to support them. And government, for the first time, said, okay, before we can see how we can support you, take these 2 million, go first and do a research for us to know ABCD. And then also, they requested that they need some money to do some musical expo or something. So the money was given to them for specific things to be done. And those things were done. The research was done by KPMG, but it was only for music. But when you talk about creative economy, it's huge.
Right. So then, Rex, if you don't mind me asking, who were those in charge at that time? Who got access to the money and utilized it?
Obo was the president. I was head of administration and finance. And that is why I'm able to speak to you the way I'm speaking to you, because it was something that we requested.
All right.
We wanted 5 million. They said, no, we can't give you 5 million.
And they gave you 2 million.
Before we give you money, we'll give you 2 million. Go and do a research. And the research was done by KPMG. It was submitted by government. Everything that government asked us to do, we did everything, and we submitted a report to them, and that was the end of it.
Okay. Let's come back to the policies. There's this diaspora month. Currently, we have the year of return. Is it not the same as the diaspora month?
Okay, as we did Panafest and somebody came to change it to the year of return, if we want to do diaspora month, I will not sit here and say we will come and change a year of return. We will go ahead and do diaspora month. And nothing stops anybody to do another something that will
So we look at this and are you frozen? Okay, so we'll try and bring you back.
Continue.
Right. So I'm looking at Pan-African Month. Then there's Year of Return. There's going to be Diasporan Month. Can't we have one particular month with a name, a particular name, for consistency's sake? Because currently we can say that the Year of Return is successful. Of course, Pan-African Month was successful, Year of Return is successful. And if it's been successful, why change it when it's not broken?
The thing is, nobody is going to change anything because he didn't say he's going to change Year of Return.
But there's a name. There's a name of Diasporan Month. So are we going to have a different month aside the Year of Return?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Because if we say we want to celebrate and we are going to make creative arts, tourism, and culture a golden age, then means that if I had my way, from January to December, every month will be dedicated for an aspect of this whole thing, so that it becomes a driving force. Within 2, 3, 4 years, then it becomes something that it become inculcated in the Ghanaian personality, so that every month we have something to look forward to.
Okay, right. I think Isidro also gets away from here.
Yes. Right, so with this particular statement in relation to the policy exactly, did John Dramani Mahama select people from the creative industry to help come to a conclusion as to exactly what the policy should entail? Did he set up like a committee or something? Yes,
there was a manifesto committee, which I was part of.
Okay.
So there is nothing that is talking about that I'm not aware of.
Okay.
We will not be able to speak about the implementation now because we are yet to even launch the manifesto. But trust me, there are professionals. It's been thought through, so it's going to be done properly.
Okay, so can you kindly give names of the other people that were on board the committee?
I'm not allowed to do so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's come into these factors. There are things that President. Yes, let me.
I know it does happen.
The flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, has spoken. He said that he will establish a film village. Now, this is something that we've heard as a campaign promise all the time. If he comes to power, how soon should we expect this film village? Because we hear about it, we go vote. We heard about Cathedral, it didn't happen. How soon should we expect the film village to be built? And is it going to be at the same site that the NPP has said that they are starting their film village?
I don't know where NPP said they are starting their film village, but I know that when President Mahama was in power, I think land was acquired for the film village. And honestly speaking, yes, the film village is going to happen, but it's not going to be just a film village. It's going to be, I'll call a creative hub, something like that, that encompasses more film, music, dance, whatever, so that the idea is to be able to create a hub that have all the state-of-the-art equipment, be it film equipment, music equipment, whatever equipment, so that we can empower our youth, the up-and-coming creatives. You don't need to go and spend your capital to go and rent.
So how soon should we expect the film village if voted into power?
I am not the president.
Okay.
And looking at the economy, the most important thing is it is in the policy. But I cannot sit here and say, oh, in 100 days or in 50 days, but what I can assure you that is going to happen.
Okay, fantastic. Now, the rehabilitation of National Theatre. People have said that we should build more theatre centres because there's too much pressure on National Theatre. We know the NPP has started rehabilitating it. And so if we talk about rehabilitation, is it that we are going to, I don't know how the rehab, let me ask. How is your renovation going to be like as compared to what the NPP is doing? Because they've currently started. And are we also going to see more theatre centres built in Ghana?
Let me answer the question in two ways.
Okay,
please. You heard President Mahama saying that we are going to rehabilitate all the Center for National Culture in the regions. Secondly, we are going to rehabilitate the National Theatre in Accra. And if we have financial availability, we'll build a second theatre in Kumasi. Mm-hmm. Now, you spoke about MPP rehabilitating the National Theatre in Accra. And I'll tell you that it is mediocre. And the reason why I'm saying that is The National Theatre, as we have it, has a central air condition.
Yeah.
Recently, I saw them buying some...
the standing air conditions. Yes, I saw it too.
Exactly. It tells you that it is not something that it's not true. Perhaps when they heard us saying we are going to rehabilitate it, they hurriedly gone to buy some. They are not, you see, most of the things they are doing is mediocre. A theater that, when it was built some 30, 40 years ago, had central air conditioning. You are going to rehabilitate, you are going to buy wall units. For Christ's sake, what are they trying to do? So to us, our rehabilitation is completely different from what these people are trying to do. Because that is the game they keep playing. If we say we are going to rehabilitate National Theatre, we are going to rehabilitate it properly to bring it to the state as it used to be.
It used to be. So then there will be a shutdown for a period as you rehabilitate. Is that what's going to happen?
That is what rehabilitation is supposed to mean.
Okay. Okay. Right. All right. Is it
okay? Yes. Rex, I want us to get into the special rates for performances at Black Star Square and Accra International Conference Center and other venues or places that are owned by the government. So it says here to give special rates for performances. Can you kindly elaborate on that?
A team of experts will sit down and then put all these things together. Why? Because he said all creatives who have registered and have a TIN number. Because you see, in doing this, we have to also let the creative understand that government cannot invest in you if you are not also paying taxes.
Okay.
So creatives must register their company. So if the company, even if I'm Rexoma and I have Rexoma Limited or Rexoma Enterprise and I have a TIN number, in that scenario, government can give you incentive in reducing the rate for you so that it will encourage your enterprise.
Okay.
To be able to employ more people.
Okay. All right.
I think we will invite our viewers to send in messages. You can join us on Facebook as we are streaming. If you have any questions, please go ahead. Today we have Rexoma. He's going to answer all the questions, okay? Especially if you are so interested in the creative arts industry, this is your time to ask all the questions that you have to. And so you can leave the message either on our WhatsApp or on Facebook. So it's either WhatsApp or Facebook. Leave your message there. We are ready to read it. We'll ask all the questions. Now, one thing that concerns a lot of event organizers, Rex, is the kind of tax that is being paid. Now, when you're having an event lately, whether it is a movie you are premiering, whether it's a stage play, whether it's a music award, whatever it is, the GRA is seated at the entrance and they are taking a percentage. They calculate every ticket that is bought. The creatives have complained, saying that they don't even get sponsorship, but they put in so much and yet government is taking away everything. How do you plan to solve this thing?
Thank you very much. This is one of the areas that we are going to look critically into because you cannot go to an event center and start taking taxes on tickets that people are buying without even you knowing how much money the event organizer has invested in the event. So at the end of the day, if you take the taxes from the event by the sales of tickets, and the guy spent, let's say, 100 or 200,000 to organize the event, and he sold only 100,000 tickets, and you have taken taxes out of the 100,000 tickets, isn't it supposed to be an income tax? So the guy didn't even break even, yet you are taking money from him. So these are the areas we are going to critically look at. And then also, we will be also talking to corporate Ghana so that companies that support creative industry can be given some tax incentives. And he spoke about these things. So there's going to be a technical team to sit down to look at all these things, because the bottom line is we want to develop the creative economy so as to be able to create more sustainable jobs. So any that we would use to support this industry to grow so as to be able to export cultural products to bring foreign direct investment and foreign money into the country to support our economy, That is what we're going to do.
So
and also create platform for Ghanaian creatives.
So creatives should be rest assured, and event organizers should be rest assured that if NDC should come to power, we are not going to see GRA standing at our entrance during events anymore.
We will deal with all these situations to make sure that the creative industry and the creative economy of Ghana takes its proper place.
Okay. You didn't give me a yes or no answer, though, because you're dealing with it. They can come in and you say, we are calculating it in a different way. Will they be there or they won't be there?
Well, they can be there for various reasons, but not the way they are operating this time.
Okay, all right. You said we have a question.
Okay. No, but you did earlier, he did say something in relation to the fact that when these taxes are introduced, like they're going to implement a system where it would reduce to some extent the amount of taxes that creators would have to pay in relation to the whole special rates for performances. I believe that's what you're trying to say, right, Rex?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. You see, we are not advocating that creatives shouldn't pay taxes at all.
Yes, exactly.
But we want to create a system where the taxes they will be paying will be
it wouldn't be as much or
yes, exactly.
Yes, okay. Now, encourage the teaching of music and arts in the curriculum. I remember when I was quite young, music and arts was part of the subjects that we were studying in school. It was only in basic school or junior high school and primary school. But then with the senior high school, it's like you have to, it's something that you have to choose, that you would want to do that. It's not a compulsory subject for you to do. So is it that you would continue or leave it with the junior high school and the basic school in relation to music and arts? And when it comes to senior high school, you will make it part of a compulsory subject for the students to study, or it would also be like a voluntary or an optional subject to choose?
I believe that the way the world is going, it is common sense that we make it a compulsory because, look at the number of youth that falls within the creative economy. So if you want to train your child to become a master of his chosen endeavor, it's best to train from the primary to the second cycle to the university. This is why I'm saying that the Black Star experience also comes to change our mindset. Because look, people do whatever music or whatever in the primary schools, we take it off from the second cycle schools, we send it back to the tertiary, and then when they go to tertiary, anybody goes to do performing arts, they are laughing at them, they call them dodology and those kind of things. Like, these kinds of things is what has brought our creative economy to where it is now. Go to other countries. When the developed countries, the creative economy is the leading. You know, so the way we have culturally denigrated our own creative economy, that is why the Black Star experience is going to be a complete paradigm shift, change of our mindset towards our own things, so as to be able to call it an industry that will, honestly speaking, even as neglected as we have neglected this sector of our economy, it is still contributing to the economy. Only that we have not paid attention to it. You people don't even know that you media, you fall within the creative economy.
Yes, we do.
You know, so this is what the whole paradigm shift is going to be like, to identify those sectors that falls within the creative economy and support them to be able to create jobs to support our economy.
Speaking about people not knowing that the media even falls under the creatives, why is there anything special that you would be planning for us?
You remember, we have a media development fund that was supposed to be set up. And all these things are things that we're going to deal with because the creative economy is going to look at holistically, not as a matter of Ghana doing us a favor, but as a matter of a sector in the economy that needs an attention to be able, if we really want to develop as a country. So it's going to be looked at holistically.
All right.
One thing that Ghanaians have complained about, especially parents, is the lack of amusement parks. You have said that if you should be voted into power, you create amusement parks. How many amusement parks should we expect? And we also have...
A research is going to be done to even look at some of the areas that was demarcated for amusement parks have been sold. as people keep on selling state properties, so state lands and whatever, so I cannot sit here and tell you exactly how many amusement parks can be set up, but we will look at which areas we can get and the land availability to be able to do it progressively, do one here, one there, and then we keep doing it.
All right. So the Efua Sutherland Park, are we going to see a rehabilitation, or it's actually
once that land is there and it has not been sold, at least
I was waiting for that one. Has it been sold? Okay, you won't know. So
I'm giving the caveat that once that land is there,
if it's there and it's not been sold, yeah.
If it hasn't been sold, then at least we can be sure that that area will be turned to a solid amusement park.
Oh, that's good then.
Nice.
That's good. Well, I asked because, you know, I always say Ghana is not just Accra. Sometimes we talk about amusement parks, we talk about these development, and we hardly speak about the other regions. And so I asked how many, because I was hoping to hear, oh, we'll get some in Kumasi, we'll get some in, you know, the Western region, we'll get some here, we'll get some here. And so
I don't want to commit our party to these details. Why? Because there is a one policy called Big Push, and if you heard, I said that we're going to invest $10 billion in infrastructural development. So within this $10 billion for infrastructure development is going to take care of all aspects of our infrastructure development. So we will know later how many amusement parks can be built, how many of our these things can be, if we can do the Kumasi National Theatre, all these things will come later. But the most important thing is it's captured in a manifesto, so it is something that we're going to pay serious attention to it. But fantastic. I can't go into details because the details are yet to be done.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Rex, yeah, we have to go, unfortunately. But then briefly, I want you to touch on formalizing fund for the aged artists. Please touch on that briefly for us. Yeah.
Yes, President Mahama promised that he's going to set a provident fund for the aged artists, not only musicians. He means the people working in the creative industry.
Okay.
So it will be set up.
Oh, this network.
Type of something, so that the seed capital will be provided by the state, and the individuals will have to be made to contribute to their own pension. You know,
okay.
So I don't want people to think that they will have to spend their money anyhow, and the government is going to take taxpayers' money to give them at the end of the day. No, that is not what he needs. He wants to take the lead by setting up the provident fund for the creatives. And then we have different organizations under the creative industry. So people will be listed so they can also contribute to their own pension funds. But those who are already aged will be taken care of.
Oh, fully?
Yes, because you are there. If the person is 65 or 75 and he has nothing to take care of himself.
No work and all that,
Exactly. Those people will be taken care of. But in going forward, for the thing to be sustainable, people must be encouraged and must be educated that if you play a show, a certain aspect of your money must go into your own pension fund. Whatever endorsement deals you are signing, if you are a film actor, if you are a film producer, we must all have some understanding that as you get money, contribute some to your own old age, your own old age.
Okay, that is actually, that's very great to hear. Because I remember, I think about 2 years ago, I interviewed Samajit Efio before his demise.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Uncle Rex, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Next time, please leave home early. We want to have you in the studio.
Okay.
Have a good day. Yeah, you were telling us that Samajit Efio.
Samajit Efio. I interviewed him back in 2022 before his demise. And listening to his story, whilst he was doing taxi driver and everything, he wasn't earning much. And he had a large family to take care of. So the little he's getting, he has to take care of family and himself. And some other petty thing. And it was all as a result of somebody who was supposed to give him a certain amount of money was not giving the right money. So instead of him to have been paid something like, let's say, 500 Ghana cedis, the person who was responsible for the money's allocation was giving him 300 cedis instead. So he couldn't save.
It's the sad thing with the creative arts industry.
Very sad.
I spoke to Sam as well before he passed, and you know, Charlie, listen, I always say this, that one of the industries that is very, very difficult for you to make money in is the creative arts industry.
Yeah.
And it's very, very easy, but it can only be easy if you put your foot down. Friends and family will take advantage of your talent, forgetting that your talent is what feeds you.
All the time.
You know, so you have the talent, and if you, oh, come and do this for me for free, oh, come and do that for me for free. But the same thing is what is supposed to put food on your table. And so please, put your foot down. When they call you, if you don't have a manager, say you have a manager. Mama will tip about, we'll keep it. Good morning, Tina Baby. Tina Baby is watching us, and she's a fantastic blogger. Thank you so much for always staying glued to your television set for that. Yesterday, NPP's campaign was solid, I must say. Isidro has been talking about it, though. Isidro, what's your highlight?
So my highlights, oh my goodness, Evangelist Diana Asamoah's performance on stage. Hey, dear, hey, say.
Obia fan the phone.
Obia fan the phone.
Why the fan the phone?
Ah.
Hey.
Who was that? Why the Evangelist Diana Asamoah's phone? Who? And you know what's even shocked me the most? She said it through the microphone.
Nanka, the near bro. You come and take your phone. Let's take a look at the video though.
Obia from a phone. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 19. Obia from a phone. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 19.
Hey, Obia from a phone.
Ghana for moons, radio, menu, hey, Evangelist Diana Asamoah phone. Obia from a phone. Or also, so and so Odomeko police station.
Nanka, hey, but she went there to perform.
Yeah.
Ghanaians, why do you do this? Why? Please and please again, this is a reverend minister. This is a minister of God. Please again, not a reverend minister. She's ministering, and you take her phone. You took her phone.
But I like the fact that they laughed about it. She herself laughed about it.
Have they found it?
Minimum. Now, they were why you be They were why you be phone.
Cool. Oh, but I'm hoping that she found it later.
But yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping.
Imagine being in the spirit and somebody taking your phone. Too many to say it. Charlie, it's been an amazing day today, I must say. It has.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining.
I think we have some comments, so you can't be going just like that. So I think some messages coming in. If we can have the messages here, we can quickly read the messages. We have told our viewers that lately we will try as much as possible to read the messages. So please and please again, like we always do, send it. Okay, let's see. What message do we have? If we can have
so
it.
Do I want
here.
there?
It's here.
Okay, it's here.
It's here. Okay. Mensa Majid from Bichim, Toronto, my regards to Honorable Charles. Oh, this is more of the
news flash.
News flash.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay. Still on the MPP. Okay, hi ho. So two formers stay away from tribal politics and allow us to vote according to our terrible economic circumstances and the Akufo-Addo and his Akan Mafia. Indeed, for chiefs to declare support for kinsmen is a bad precedent which must not be encouraged because the public endorsement of NAPO set a stage for other chiefs to engage in tribal politics and declare support for their kinsmen. Otunfo must not use the back door to impose his son on Ghanaians since we are wise enough respond to the economic hardships, abuse of power by NPP leaders, the joblessness, hopelessness, hyperinflation of goods, countless killer taxes, opulent lifestyles, high exchange rates, scores of scandals, looting of pension funds, get fund, forest reserves, state bungalows, and hotels. Hey, okay. Hey, I want you. Mamiesi says you want you. I think this message is for you. Says, I want you, Mamiesi Tadi. It's from you.
I'm not Mamiesi, so it's not me.
It's you. No, Mamiesi says she wants you. Yeah. So let's see, which other one do we have?
Oh, okay. So I believe it's her birthday.
Yeah, it's a okay. So I think let's see. So for now, let's see. Did people ask for? Did people request song for their people?
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So we have another message. Musa Abatwa in Asanwase says, indeed, Otunfo's statement that Matthew Opoku-Prempeh isn't trained to be arrogant was undoubtedly true. But unfortunately, his arrogance nature is inborn. He consequently displayed this arrogance nature during his outdooring ceremony. The 2024 elections truly center on the future of Ghanaians, focusing on who can provide sustainable jobs for the many unemployed youth. It's worth noting that former President Mahama has already proposed a 24-hour economic policy which aims to address these pressing employment issues. And like Rex Omar did say, in relation to the Black Star Experience policy, they are looking forward and hoping that it would create more job opportunities for the youth, most especially. KMJ is here.
MJ is here.
Obiafa
KMJ your phone away. Oh, phone away.
I'm confirmed.
KMJ your phone. One message from Facebook, Hassan Ahmed says, I know someone in Ghana will also get up and say he is doing talkathon. And on the he's on his own. He's on his own. Malams, please don't send us message. We say nobody we want messages, but we don't want to message for any malam.
Thank
you very much.
If you try, you don't get support. Nobody will support you.
Yeah.
We're tired of all the ton.
But, you know, thank you to every single watcher, viewer, not just in Ghana, but outside of Ghana. Yesterday, I saw quite a number of them from Liberia, Gabon, Cameroon.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much.
You didn't get some from Kenya?
Every day. Kenya, okay, yeah, maybe we'll get very
It's been a fantastic morning. Yeah. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, production team, for putting this together. We love you. Mwah. Bye. Obiafa Upon.